All right, you guys, welcome. Hi, welcome. Okay, let's do a talk on self-worth. So I just did a little quickie on this as well, but I just want to go deep for a little bit on this while I'm thinking of it. So the other day I saw a post about a successful business person, millionaire, billionaire probably, who went to a restaurant, asked the waiter what he wanted as a tip. The waiter said, I won't give you the obnoxious answer of $1 million. So how about $100? So the guy said, well, I was actually going to give you what you said up to $1 million. Like he would have given him $1 million as a tip, right? Which is amazing. And how would this waiter, right? So it just got me thinking a lot of times, and most of the time, we know what we want in our life. We know how we want to be showing up. We know how we want to be living. We know what we want. We know what we want to be creating. We know what we want to be doing. We know who we want to surround ourselves with. We know how we want to feel. We know how we want to feel. We know how we want our life to be. If you were to sit down and do your future self journaling, right? Without a filter, without anything, without shoulds or shouldn'ts or societal or people's opinions or any of this or that. We know what we would want if you were to sit down and actually write that down without a filter, without anything coming from the place of anything is possible. Anything is possible, right? If you were to ask a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a child, what they want to happen, what they want in their life, they would tell you, I want to ride a unicorn to the moon. My daughter, actually, the other day said she wanted to go to the moon, right? So let's stop downplaying that. When do we stop dreaming? Okay. When do we stop having these big dreams and these big goals and truly seeing and admitting to ourselves first and foremost? And we don't even have to say it out loud yet. We don't have to say it out loud to other people. Sometimes we want to keep that to ourselves. And learning to first and foremost be truthful with ourselves, say what we actually want, feel worthy of that, and then start to ask the universe, start to ask and say out loud, start to take the action to make that happen, right? This is the first step in then taking the action to make it happen, is admitting to ourselves, being truthful with ourselves, with what we want and what we truly want. And 99 times out of 100, 9 times out of 10, we know what we actually want, right? That waiter wanted $1 million. Why not? Of course, especially right now, right? Why not? We know what we want. We know what we want. When someone asks us, we truly know what we want, but we put a filter on. We're conditioned from the time that we're little to, be realistic, be humble, be like everyone else, or we don't deserve, we're not worthy of, who are we? We're not smart enough, we're not big enough, we're not strong enough. This person gets to do that. Well, why do I? Who am I? There's all these things that we're told from the time we're little, from the time we are those little kids. You can't go to the moon. Who are you? What? That's impossible. It's impossible. That's unrealistic. Why would you say that? Right? When do we stop dreaming? When did we stop dreaming? And it's all this conditioning. It's conditioning from the time that we are little. It's societal conditioning, and it's designed that way. It's designed that way to keep you small, to keep you controlled, to keep you controlled. That's a whole nother topic. And we have this conditioning, we have this brainwashing, we have this filter, we have these shoulds from society, we have these things that we're told by our parents, by teachers, by coaches, by everyone around us. We look at other people around us, and the majority of the people around us are not living the life that we want to be living. So we're like, okay, well, how is that possible? Then we don't see the people living their lives the way we want to be living. So if it happens for them, how could it happen to me too? We're not surrounded by that. We're not seeing that on a regular basis. So it is hard to believe, and it does get harder and harder to believe as we grow and as we grow up, when we are conditioned by things that happen to in our lives, when we have trauma that happens in our lives, when we have, you know, bad things that happen in our lives. It's just proof, like, okay, yeah, you're right, I can't do this. Okay, yeah, you're right, you know, this I'm not worthy of this. And then our ego steps in and tells us, because our ego proves us right by the things that happen in our lives. Yeah, you haven't made XYZ money yet in your life. Yeah, you are X years old and you don't have like the career that you wanted. So all these things we see actually happen in our lives, and then we prove ourselves right by saying that and by seeing that. Right, ego, you're right. Like, I'm not worthy of this. Right, ego, you're right. I'm not worthy of $100 tip because I've never gotten one before. That's how we think. That's our conditioned thinking. So how do we then step into our little kid thinking, right? Our childlike thinking, our dream-like state, our dream-like thinking of knowing what we truly want, of knowing what we truly deserve and what we are worthy of. We are worthy of this abundance. We can be living in an abundant mindset. What one person has doesn't take away from what somebody else has, right? We can be living in this abundant mindset, this abundant life. You can have all the things that you actually want to have. Just because you haven't seen them yet, or haven't proven it yet, or haven't seen $1 million tip yet, or whatever it is, or haven't been to the moon yet, or whatever it is, right? How do we stop downplaying what you want to make other people comfortable, make other people feel comfortable? You have big dreams, it makes other people uncomfortable. Immediately, it makes other people uncomfortable, right? If you've ever been sitting with somebody who's had, oh, I'm going to go out and do this, it makes you uncomfortable because you're like, wait, what am I doing? Right. So stop downplaying your dreams, stop downplaying your big dreams to make other people comfortable. Stop downplaying your dreams because you haven't proven yourself right in that aspect yet. Stop downplaying your dreams because of what other people are doing, because of what you should be doing, because of what society tells you should be doing. Stop downplaying your dreams. Right? It's like your own self gets used to telling yourself that you can't do that, that you're not worthy, that who am I to do that? I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done that before. Stop telling yourself that. You are telling yourself that without even realizing it, because we are so conditioned, because you are so conditioned from the time you're little, from the world, right? This is how it works, and this is how we live in the world, and this is how we can change and recondition ourselves, right? So how do we get out of that mindset, get out of the lack mindset, and get out of the I can't have this mindset, right? Because we really do all truly know what we want. And I would say, first and foremost, allow yourself to get back into that dream state and that visualization state. Allow yourself to sit with yourself and truly admit what you want, no matter how crazy it seems, no matter how unattainable it seems, no matter how unrealistic it seems. Allow yourself to truly sit with and be with what you want. And one of the best exercises to do this is to future self journal. So you sit down, you write in your journal, unfiltered, pick a day in your life, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, right? Like, practice it with different timelines. So say you pick a date 5 years from now, write out yourself living that exact day, exactly how you want to be living it, right? In first person. So I walk out on my deck in my huge sunny backyard with my cup of iced coffee, and I sit on my patio furniture and overlook the morning. And get really specific. You know, it's 6 a.m. and I'm sitting by myself and doing my journaling, or it's say what the weather is like. It's sunny and it's, it's 80 degrees. Get really, really, really specific. What are you wearing? How do you feel? What are you seeing? Smells, touch, like everything, like get in it as if you're living in it right now, because you are connecting with your future self, and you are connecting with that person that is worthy of all those things, that has all those things and has the things that you want. Right? So you're sitting, your future journaling, and you're literally writing out as if you're seeing it as if it's happening right now. So you're writing it as if it's happening right now. I am sitting on my back patio overlooking my sunny backyard, drinking my iced cup of coffee at 6 a.m. And it's 75 degrees out. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm overlooking my pool in my backyard, whatever it is. So get really extremely specific about what it is. How do you feel? What do you see? What's the weather like? What are you wearing? What's like the touch sensations around you? Like get into all the senses and things. And that is one of I can tell you, I've done this before and things have actually happened pretty much spot on of what I wrote out in the form that it is crazy, because this is you, and your thoughts are not crazy. They're not over the top. If you have these thoughts, if you have these feelings, if you have these wants, they're for you. They're there for a reason. They're not there to tell you, I can't get this, I can't obtain this, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not good enough. They're there because they are for you. And that's where it starts. It starts there. It starts first and foremost in your mind. And in order to connect with them, in order to connect and be worthy of what you truly want and know what you truly want, to be able to feel worthy of that, to be able to accept that, to be able to accept those things when it actually does come, to be able to accept those things when you actually are given them, when you actually do get them. It starts with being true with what you actually want. And we know deep down what we want, without the filter, without the shoulds, without trying to make other people feel comfortable, without the trying to be like everybody else. This is what we truly want. Just like the $1 million tip. Ask yourself these questions and ask yourself this question: what do you truly want? Because you know deep down, you know it. And you are worthy of it. You do deserve it. You are worthy. Come from a place and be in a state of anything is possible. It's all possible, and it's all happening. It's all happening for you, you guys. Just have to connect with it. You just have to be true with it. Be true with yourself and get rid of all this other BS. Right? Because that's pretty much it. we got it on that last one. All right, you guys. So future self journaling, this is a great exercise to do. If you have any questions, let me know. And I would love to hear your stories. I would love to hear how it's going, because I have an exact example of future journaling and then the thing actually happening, which is so amazing. And then that just kind of sets a snowball effect, right? We don't need proof of it. And once we do see it, once we do feel it, once we do really believe it, it's the believing before we're seeing it, right? All right, you guys. So that is it. Thank you for listening, and chat soon. Bye.